Diamond Johnson returned from her ankle injury as a reserve on Thursday. She's back in the starting five for Westmore this afternoon.
Diamond Johnson, they've got to find a way to get her going, especially from the three-point line. Did a good job penetrating versus Boston College. It was only 1 of 6 from beyond the arc versus Boston College.
We are inside a sold-out Reynolds Coliseum. It's already been a wild day of ACC basketball. What will we be in store for over the next couple of hours? It's great to have you with us. Virginia in their road blues, and NC State debuting these new Reynolds jerseys today. They look sharp.
Kind of cute. I like them. Nice and simple as McClain goes up.
That was a tepid endorsement at best. We'll get your fashion sense as we progress. NC State gets a stop, and we'll get 3 free throws. Madison Hayes fouled shooting the long-range shot.
Right away, we see the foul by Virginia, and it's not just McClain that has to stay out of foul trouble. It's the rest of the team as well. Versus Virginia Tech on Thursday, they sent Virginia Tech to the line 16 times. Virginia Tech made 14 of those off of 23 fouls.
Let's take a look at today's Ford keys to the game. What you got, Tab?
Well, Virginia, defend without fouling. We've been saying it the whole day. Mira McClain was in foul trouble. They've got to find a way to keep her on the floor. And then for NC State, in addition to those turnovers, knocked down threes. They didn't shoot the ball well from beyond the arc. And in 2 of their losses, shot under 24% from beyond the three-point line. This is a team that likes to shoot from beyond the arc.
Nice feed inside. Brunel missed the layup, but on the second chance, she converts.
Brunel saying, my bad, I got that one. I'll get it on the first try instead of trying to get an offensive rebound next time.
So Hayes goes just 1 for 3, and now Virginia in front early. Camille Hobby working on Brunel.
Nice touch, one-on-one in the post. I'm looking at another post battle, Evan, on Thursday with Virginia Tech. We had Camryn Taylor, who was in a post battle. Looking for that today between her and Camille Hobby.
Here is Taylor. Hobby wins that battle. NC State trying to play with a little pace. Brown Turner, too strong. Carol Miller matched her career high with 9 rebounds off the bench in Blacksburg the other night. Little pirouette, McClain misses, and another rebound for Hobby. What do you think of the pace early on?
I think Virginia is kind of unorthodox for them as far as they look a little uncomfortable in the pace. NC State looks a little bit more comfortable. Virginia, I'm looking for them to settle in, kind of run some offensive sets.
Diamond Johnson, 1-foot jumper, rattles in.
Nice job. Diamond Johnson goes in, draws the defense to her, doesn't draw the double team, goes one-on-one, just elevates.
Into the post again. Taylor stays with it, fouls on Hobby. Well, for a team that only won 5 games last year, to be 13-2 is unbelievable. I mean, Coach Mox has done an unbelievable job, and yet she didn't feel great about the way they played on Thursday. She said they didn't do a great job following the game plan defensively in particular. And she said it's an opportunity to grow and build. The schedule doesn't get any easier in this league.
Absolutely, and she also talked to us about culture and how she had to change the culture of the Virginia Cavalier program. She talked about communication and how that's increased and gotten better since she's been here.
And Taylor makes a pair for Virginia. Both these teams sitting at 2-2 in the league here the first week of January in the books. Brown Turner gets the offensive rebound. Brown Turner, no. Brown Turner, yes.
Excellent job. Brown Turner just stuck with it. Didn't knock down the first shot, but got a rebound over 2 Virginia Cavaliers. Good job with the tenacity of sticking with the play.
Virginia 0 for its last 4 from the floor, and off the schneid, courtesy of Camryn Taylor.
They're allowing the post players to go one-on-one, playing man-on-man, and Camryn Taylor just sized up Camille Hobby, said, you're going to leave me alone? Nice little one dribble to the inside, knocked it down.
NC State really struggled at times against Boston College's zone here on Thursday night. Travel called. I was wondering if we might see some zone from Virginia today, but they're a team that likes to play man. There's the season snapshot for the reigning ACC champs. 18.3 turnovers a game against their ACC opponents. Only 44 assists compared to the 73 turnovers in those 4 ACC games. Tab.
One thing that Westmore does is he plays his entire bench, and sometimes that can take a hit on the communication and the chemistry.
And look, they're in some ways fortunate to be 2-2. Ahead, Mimi Collins wins the foot race down the floor.
There's a transition game that NC State likes to run. You miss on one end, they're leaking out. Good job by the post player Collins getting to the other end of the floor.
Valladay didn't start today for the first time all season in the game off the bench. And Virginia will shuttle in the subs a bunch. Here's London Clarkson, who made an immediate impact when she entered at Castle Coliseum the other night, had 2 quick buckets in the paint.
Yeah, it was another one-on-one battle at the post, and I liked what I saw by Clarkson and Camryn Taylor.
Runner, Valladay.
Virginia has success when they get into the paint and take those high percentage shots. I mean, so does NC State. Most teams have success, but that's what you want to do. You want to play from the inside out, get yourself going.
Hobby versus Clarkson. Nicely done, Camille Hobby. Hobby's got 4. The Wolfpack lead is 3. Flipping it over the top. They have grazed the rim. Still found Taylor on the repost. Johnson digs down. Taylor scores anyway.
I like what I'm seeing. Both these squads allowing the post to just go one-on-one and create no help side defense. You're on an island by yourself. Let's see what you can do.
Quick 6 for Taylor. And the answer from Johnson.
This is what the Wolfpack have been missing in Diamond Johnson's absence. Not just that three-point shot, but her penetration into the basket. And right here, she just gets Valladay on her hip, goes right at Clarkson, absorbs the contact, and one.
Can you elaborate, Tab, on how Diamond Johnson just changes everything dynamic-wise for NC State?
Yeah, it's the pace, number 1. She's the ball handler. She's pushing the pace up and down the floor. She's the one that off that miss, you get it to her, she's leaking out and going to the other end. So she keeps them running down the floor without the defense being able to catch up.
5 points in 5 minutes for Diamond. Rebound deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Virginia ball. And we will get ourselves a timeout. Both teams doing a nice job feeding their post players early in this game.
Yeah, I like it as a post player myself. They go one-on-one with each other. Nice spin move to the inside out. Camille Hobby puts NC State up by 4. And right on the other side, Camryn Taylor doing a bit of her own work. Go ahead, big girl. Let's see what you can do.
Hear Coach Moore's thoughts on team building, particularly in the light of his comments after the BC game on Thursday night, when he just said, defensively, we're not playing intense enough, we're not playing hard enough. They're still finding their identity as a defensive unit here in this season.
They've had so many different starting lineups, and one thing Wes Moore is going to do is he's going to play his entire bench. Everybody has played every single game, and everybody averages at least 10 minutes a game. Nobody averages more than 27.5 minutes a game. And what does that do? That makes you want to compete. When one person is out there and maybe not having the best game because of effort, he's going to sub someone else in and say, hey, if you can't get it done, I'm going to let this person out here go and compete and give it a try.
Coach Moore is calling out what he thought the play was. Taylor gets it inside and banks it in anyway. 8 points for Camryn Taylor.
The paint was a little bit more crowded on that one, but Taylor still was able to get the off-balance shot into the interior of the paint to go.
So far at this end of the floor, the Wolfpack, 12 of their 14 points have come in the paint. Brown Turner gets to the spot.
Brown Turner did an excellent job of keeping her eyes up. She saw that the defense didn't totally commit, got him on their hip and did a nice reverse layup to the left side.
Valladay fires, rebounded by Hayes. NC State shooting 70% right now. They're 7 for 10. Hobby for 3. Clarkson controls the rebound. Valladay playing with pace. She'll take it. Make it.
Nice transition shot. I wouldn't recommend that for everybody, but if you're Taylor Valladay, you've got the trust of your coach and your staff, well, then you can go ahead and pop that jumper.
How about this tab? Wolfpack have made 5 of their last 6. Virginia's made 4 of its last 5. Diamond Johnson can't connect from 3, but the rebound pinballs for Hayes. Back to Johnson, the sophomore from Philly. Into the paint. Collins. Triple.
Nice defense by Clarkson. And this move right here in transition now. Valladay is 1-on-3. And she sees that Diamond Johnson doesn't come and close the gap. She sees that she doesn't have enough help on the outside running the lane. So she just stops the pops. Smart decision.
Is there any chance her coach brings her back to the bench and says that wasn't the shot we're looking for, even though it went in?
No, I wouldn't even look. I would be like, you know what, I trust you. You got it.
Valladay flips it inside. McClain triple teamed. Defense wins that one. Valladay, though, deflects the outlet pass. Looking inside, McClain meets the catch. Double teamed again and traveled.
It's a defensive pressure by NC State's defense. They know what Mira McClain can do, so she's getting a double trap. Whenever she gets the ball, and sometimes even a triple trap, she's got to take her time, be able to pass out. Her teammates have to be in her vision, her line of sight to be open.
Another shooter, Sam Brunel, getting ready to check back in next whistle. Against Taylor. Another traveling violation.
Hobby not as good dribbling down. She had to back down the defense, but she was too far away from having 2 feet in the paint. So credit the defense right there by pushing her out so that she was uncomfortable. London Clarkson did an excellent job of creating an uncomfortable situation, forcing that turnover.
We discussed NC State's turnover issues at the top of the show. That's 4 first-quarter turnovers so far for NC State. Sam Brunel back off the bench. Rebounded by Lawson. And Virginia resets. Virginia started the season 12-0. They've lost 2 of their last 3. Valladay poked away, and she touched it last. NC State ball.
The paint just crowded right there. Valladay trying to dribble in between several white NC State uniforms. Good job by the Wolfpack, getting their hands in there and forcing that turnover.
Look, Westmore knows that this Virginia team has shot at 28% from 3 for the season. They only average about 5 threes a game.
So he's going to dare him to shoot that 3 and crowd the paint. If Diamond Johnson goes at 2 defenders and gets the nice one to go. Absorbed all the contact on that one.
Diamond's on pace for a huge scoring afternoon. She's got 7 already. Valladay to Clarkson. Brunel. Pretty good closeout by Mimi Collins. Brunel attacks it, and Mimi cannot believe the call. Mimi Collins and Bruce Morris having a lengthy conversation from about 20 feet apart.
And let's take a look at this Diamond Johnson layup. She does a nice little mini fake on Taylor Valladay, gets her on her hip. And on the other end, right here, Sam Brunel doing a good job. She's a stretch post player. She's a post player that can not only shoot that 3, but she can take other post players off the dribble.
I can see both ways on that call. It's definitely a bit of a bailout call, but there was certainly contact on the flip.
Yeah, it was definitely contact, which is, you know, smart by Brunel. She's an experienced player, played for Notre Dame before coming to Virginia, so she's played at a high level. She knows how to draw that contact.
1 of 2 for Brunel. Diamond Johnson. Battle for the rebound if I've ever seen one. Virginia has it with McClain.
Nobody boxed out. Everybody just out-jumped each other on that one.
Like 6 sets of arms lunging for it. Brunel to the wing. And over the the backboard it goes. No good for Jada Boyd.
Now, Evan, notice the post play now. There's been a double team when the post catches the ball. River Baldwin caught it down below, and there was an automatic double team. So now that both sides have been able to kind of go at each other in the post, they've made a bit of an adjustment. At least NC State did on that, and I want to see what Virginia does with their post at this end.
Thursday was Diamond Johnson's first action since December 11th. Holding her ankle on that day. Jada Boyd steps into the jumper.
Boyd's another stretch post player that can light you up from the outside, so you've got to be able to play her for the penetration or for the shot.
Nice pass from Brunel, but McClain was blocked from behind. Wolfpack with their largest lead of the quarter and looking for more. River Baldwin has the size on Taylor. Kicks it out. Still plenty of time to shoot. Sanaya Rivers coming off the bench today. She's been playing more minutes lately and has been scoring more with it. Johnson to the corner. Air ball, 3 Rivers needs to get it back up there. Didn't get the iron rebound, McClain. Westmore on the call. Final seconds of the first. McClain trying to dribble around everybody. Where were her teammates?
Exactly, Evan. Where were her teammates?
We are done with one on a Sunday afternoon in Raleigh. Wolfpack lead by 5.
However, but for Camryn McClain, her teammates have got to be there for her. And right before the break, she went up on a fast break layup, and she even got the rebound, and nobody was in line of sight to help her with that offensive rebound, and she was 1-on-5. So for Camryn McClain, her teammates have got to have her back and get open whenever she's double, tripled, and even quadruple teamed.
Wolfpack ball, setting up the Rivers 3. First trifecta of the day for either team.
Virginia was 0 for 2, still 0 for 2 in this game. NC State, that's 1 for 7. And like you said, the first 3 of the game, this NC State team leads the ACC in three-point percentage.
Not lately, but for the season, it's true. I mean, their last 2 games, they were 7 for 38. That's a dismal 18%.
But for them to have that shooting performance and still be #1 in the ACC lets you know that before that game, how lights out they were just shooting.
You always look at the positive side of the ball. I appreciate that. Jada Boyd knocks down the lob, too.
Funny story at the ACC tournament last year. My mother, who doesn't even know Jada Boyd, was just playing in her hair. And Jada turned around and was like, "Who is this woman?" I said, "I'm sorry, Jada, it's just my mom."
Speaks to your hairdo. Jada Boyd, her first deuce of the day.
Virginia getting back to penetration. Those high percentage shots that we were talking about in the first quarter.
Here's Boyd, the luscious locks, inside to Baldwin. Nice move.
Virginia still 1-on-1 in the post. River Baldwin exposing her size.
Quick shot, Brunel can't cash in. Johnson the rebound, looking to push. NC State just has a different swagger about themselves when Johnson is running the offense. Pretty good hands, defensive end there, knocked away. Virginia, can they counter? Brunel throws it up and in.
Good job by Sam Brunel, just taking her time, realized she didn't have anybody else to pass to, and just said, "Hey, I can make this shot, I'm open."
Prettiest of possessions, but it worked. Virginia back within 8. Boyd kicks it. Rivers. Over to James. Isaiah James back to Sanaya Rivers. Rebound Smith. Camryn Taylor with just her second 3 in 14 attempts this season.
Didn't realize she had that range, but hey, Evan, you know how I feel about stretch post players. It makes the game just that much better. Camryn Taylor showing her range on that one.
Her first made three since the season opener against George Washington 2 months ago.
She's obviously been practicing still, huh?
Confident enough to take it. Baldwin gave it away. That's the 6th NC State turnover. Vaughn sets up Alexia Smith.
Credit the defense by the Cavaliers at the other end. We were looking at how they were defending the post. Virginia started to double team NC State's post, which resulted in that turnover and the 2 at the other end.
7-0 spurt in less than 90 seconds. Virginia right back in it after trailing by 10. Boyd answers from the corner.
Boy, oh boy, Jada Boyd.
So clutch.
So clutch. Does just a bit of everything that you need her to do.
Her 95th career college basketball game today. Westmore was so happy to get her back when she was considering transferring in the offseason. Alexia Smith, nice take.
Alexia Smith just controlled her body. She saw River Baldwin stepping up to take that charge, and she just elevated. Excellent job with her body control and the nice touch at the rim.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Tabitha, because we don't see enough of it in college basketball.
It's very hard to master that, Evan. As
offensive foul the other way. Virginia has all the momentum right now.
And that's got to be frustrating for Diamond Johnson. She not only lost the ball, but they got the charge call. And right here, an excellent job by the defenders of Virginia stepping in. I'm
not sure that's a charge, but that's
yeah. I mean, Camryn Taylor tried to get there. The ref saw it from a different angle. She might have still been moving. Diamond Taylor's on the side of her body, but nonetheless, good effort trying to draw that charge, and they do.
First foul on Johnson. She goes to the bench. And a bump, a trip on Rivers. First on Sanaya Rivers. Interesting. I mean, this Virginia team made 4 of its last 4 shots. They were down 27-17. Now they're back within 4. Coach Mox nearly just had wholesale substitutions. 4 new Cavaliers into the game on that last whistle.
She's trying to find something that works, a rotation that works.
Clarkson blocked from behind. Well, the lineup that was on the floor was working, but she knows it can only work for so long, perhaps, and one that keep everybody fresh.
Exactly. Camryn Taylor, Sam Brunel just working their butts off. Need a little bit of a breather.
Rivers puts her head down, and that is called a block. And it's a chance for a 3-point play. Clarkson might have had her feet in the restricted area.
Yeah, that has to be it, because the defender was set. And as we take another look at this right here, Rivers drives in, and right there Clarkson does a good job of getting her feet blind. Her feet were still on the line, but that is legal guarding position. Or excuse me, not legal guarding position. It's opposite day.
I always thought Thursdays were opposite days.
Sunday today.
Okay. 2023 is a different year. Midway through the second quarter. Wolfpack back up 6. Valladay doubled. Smith, a little out of control. Baldwin has the rebound. Baldwin has a guard right next to her. She's fouled in the backcourt by the aggressive press of Valladay. Westmore's Wolfpack lost their last 2 in this building, trying to turn things around today, up by 6.
How do you enjoy a delicious home-cooked meal without the prep? Take a fresh
surgeries in her life to get to this point, and is now an ACC coach in her home state, creating offense from their defense. That was the game plan coming in.
Yeah, she's forced NC State into 7 turnovers, and Virginia's done a good job of turning them over right there in the post, double teaming Baldwin, creating that turnover and resulting in this nice jumper by Alexia Smith at the other end in transition. NC State's got 7 turnovers today. They wanted to clean that area up, but Virginia knows that's an area they can expose, doing a good job of it today.
Coach Mox coming to Virginia after 3 years at Missouri State. where she went 73-15. That's a record that gets your attention.
And that's why she's in the ACC now, coaching in this hectic league. Has me sweating every single game, but
hectic's a good word for it.
Hectic's a good word because every game is a battle. UVA, and I want to mention this, UVA's got 3 steals, and we saw one of those on the replay, so they're doing a good job double teaming NC State and mucking it up a little bit, just forcing them into some uncharacteristic things.
Rivers running the point for the Wolfpack with Diamond Johnson still on the bench. Rivers feeds the post beautifully for Baldwin. They made that look easy.
I think it kind of was. It looked like it might have been a miscommunication defensively because there was no backside help. And Vaughn was on the post player on the interior.
Taylor over Baldwin. Nope. River, Baldwin with the rebound.
Baldwin just volleyball taps that rebound to himself for size alone.
She was an all-state volleyball player in Alabama growing up.
She looks like it. She looks like she's a volleyball player. Leads the team in blocks.
All-state in volleyball. She was a state shot put champion. And, of course, she got a college basketball scholarship to play in the ACC.
She had her options.
Besides that, she wasn't a very good athlete. I'm just kidding. She was very good at a lot of other things, too. Under 4 minutes to play in the half. Vaughn to Valladay.
Good defense. Nice defense. Nia Rivers cuts off that lead foot by Taylor Valladay. Valladay has nowhere to go. Excellent defense all around.
Diamond is back in, but Rivers will still run the point. You like that?
That remains to be seen. Let's see what happens on this possession.
Why not to be forced into an answer before you're ready? Johnson stepped out of bounds on the catch, and that hurts even more because she made the shot.
Yeah, but then it also exposes what they're trying to do. So you just brought something up that's really important. You were like, let's see what they do when Rivers is running the point, and it looks like they're trying to get Diamond Johnson going from beyond the arc. We mentioned that she's been a little bit streaky from beyond the arc lately. So now we know what they're going to do when Rivers has the ball.
For the season, Rivers, Diamond Johnson about 50% from 3. Johnson met by Valladay in the backcourt. Valladay, pretty good defense on him. Over to Brown Turner. Baldwin working on Taylor. First foul of the game on Camryn Taylor. And free throws coming up for River Baldwin.
Excellent job by River Baldwin, just baiting Camryn Taylor into that foul. Just took her time offensively. Had a nice little up and under to the basket and just drew in the contact. And I want to go back, Evan, to the three-point shooting for NC State. You mentioned that Diamond Johnson is a 50% shooter from 3. She's one of the big reasons why they're still sitting #1 in the ACC in three-point shooting. She was 1 of 6 versus Boston College in the loss on their last game. So that tells you that even with that game at that low percentage, she's still shooting above 50% as a whole.
It's her first time all season. In games she played, she didn't make multiple threes. Katie Colley's a three-point shooter. Fires quickly coming off the bench, but it's rebounded by Rivers. Wes Moore wanted a foul on the physical rebound. Jakia Brown-Turner traveled.
Yeah, Brown-Turner kind of dragged that foot. It was a little bit of contact, but I agree with the call.
Look at the box score right now. 10 turnovers. NC State shooting 63% from the floor.
When they do get the ball up, it's a high percentage shot, but they're still turning it over a bit too much for Wes Moore's comfortability.
NC State's interior size has been an issue, it seems, for Mary McLean so far in this game. Her size and focus in on McLean. Baldwin's got the mismatch. Yes.
Seems like Sam Brunell tried to take that charge at the last second, and Coach Mox wants a timeout as this NC State lead extends to 12.
Largest of the afternoon for the Wolfpack. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Virginia on the ropes on the road.
It's bow time. That's not a phone in your pocket.
Baldwin has scored the last 6 points for NC State. Wolfpack number 10 in the nation. Lost here in this building to Boston College on Thursday. By the way, that was no fluke. The Eagles followed that victory up with a home overtime win over previously undefeated in the ACC Florida State earlier today.
And BC is for real. Taina Mayer, Dontavia Wagner, just getting it done for the Eagles.
Wes Moore talked about Dontavia Wagner after the game. Obviously played for Wes here in Raleigh. But she always had a great motor.
She's just active. She's all over the floor. She rebounds. She scores. Leaks out in transition. She does a bit of everything.
McClain in the offensive glass doesn't get the call.
She's getting double teamed every single time she catches the ball.
Baldwin's had the hot hand. Defended well by Brunel. Baldwin sticks with it and will get back to the line.
Baldwin's just too strong for Sam Brunel. Sam Brunel fouled her on the initial, had her arm wrapped around her, and Baldwin still was able to get that offensive rebound right here, doing an excellent job. Right there, you saw the left arm of Sam Brunel hugging, and Baldwin's size and strength just too much. Clay comes to help, but it still sends Baldwin to the line for 2.
Foul was on McClain, but it is just her first. Foul trouble has plagued Mir recently.
McClain don't need the help for nobody. She needs to avoid all fouls if she can.
River has 9 in the half. One shy of her 4th double-figure scoring performance of the season. Long way to go. Final minute of the quarter. Brunel takes it. Mix.
Ooh, Sam Brunel bailed the Cavaliers out on that one, because the next thing I was about to say is when one player gets stuck and has nobody to pass to, nobody moves into the vision so they can see her. She has nobody to pass it to.
Baldwin. Rebounded by McClain. In the lane. She's 0 for 3. McClain sticks with it. And she's fouled this time by Brown Turner. McClain has a look on her face like, finally you gave me a whistle.
Yeah, she's working hard out there. She's a little bit gassed, but she is trying to get the rebound. She's an excellent rebounding guard. Has got 7 rebounds so far today. And is still sitting scoreless. They're trying to get her going, and she's got to find a way to get open and get herself some points on the board.
Madison Hayes has heard him credited with 7 blocks in this game. And Brunel goes down hard.
Grabs her ankle as she lands. Looks like she's trying to walk it off just a little bit. But so physical. Both teams just crowding the paint, because neither team shooting particularly well from beyond the arc. Virginia 2 of 8 from 3. NC State 2 of 9 for 22%.
Well, if not for Sam Brunel's 3-possession or 2 ago, Virginia would be 0 for its last 11 from the floor. With the 3, they're 1 for their last 12.
And defensively, if I'm Wes Moore, I'm going to say keep crowding the paint, because you obviously see they're trying to get Mira McClain the ball in the interior and get her going. But Wes Moore says, no, pack the defense in. Don't give her nothing.
McClain tipped the rebound to keep it alive and then tracks it down. That's the epitome of her effort.
Her athleticism, her verticality. I know I made that word up, but you guys get it. She can jump.
It's a good word. Virginia turns it over. Rivers looks at the clock. Rivers shoots for 3.
Excellent job by Rivers. She's got this place on their feet. Not a good foul by Alexia Smith, if you're going to foul a player in transition, you got to foul him a bit harder than that. Sanaya Rivers eyes up the defense, takes it coast to coast, and just focuses in. Nice body control, and one.
What a swing. Virginia's down by 9 with the ball, thinking about creeping closer. Instead, staring at a double-digit deficit. Step back for Collins. Oh, that would have been a dagger for Virginia. Even still, look, the Wolfpack shoot nearly 60% for the half. And if it wasn't for the 10 turnovers tab, they'd probably be up 20.
Yeah, their defense is keeping them alive in this one. They're going to have to find a way to get a couple players going offensively.
Well, traditionally at Carmichael, but the Tar Heels have lost 4 in a row, and they got number 4 Notre Dame in the house. That game starting momentarily. Care to make a prediction? Will the Tar Heels get off the schneid today against the Irish?
Well, if they don't, I don't see them staying in the top 25 with 5 straight losses, even though they are to some really good ACC teams.
Virginia goes home to play North Carolina on Thursday night. Early whistle going against NC State to begin the second half. Number 1 on Madison Hayes, who had 7 blocks in the first half tab. She had 8 blocks in 15 games coming into today.
And she said, I'm ready to play, coach. Put me in and keep me in. McClain misses the first.
So you're saying she called her shot, she's going to get 7 blocks in the half?
It's her effort. She wants to get in here and contribute to an excellent job with the blocks, and a good job for Virginia finding McClain early. Knocks down those 2 free throws to get her rolling.
It feels like their best chance to win is to get McClain involved in, think about the Georgia Tech game a week and a half ago. McClain had a huge third quarter that completely changed the game in the win over the Yellow Jackets at JPJ. That's an offensive foul, Jada Boyd.
And McClain again gets her feet set, absorbs the contact, and takes the charge. And going back to what we were just talking about, Evan, if they get McClain going, that takes away some attention from Sam Brunell and Camryn Taylor, who've been doing an excellent job scoring in the post and also outside of the post. Both Brunell and Taylor have hit 3s, so if they can get McClain going, Taylor and Brunell no longer double teamed.
Sam Brunell. McClain on the glass. She just plays so hard.
You see McClain not box anyone out, but it's her verticality, and I'm going to keep using that word. She just out-jumps the defenders and out-gets the rebound. Gets that one, puts it back up. An excellent job.
Brunell, the foul, and Hayes, the bucket.
And Hayes is saying, this might be my day. Normally averages just over 7 points, but right here just puts her head down and takes it past 2 Cavaliers. With a nice little scoop under Brunell so she doesn't block it. Hayes had 20 points in the ACC opener versus Clemson. Knocked down 4 3-made field goals.
McClain rises up for the rebound of the missed free throw. Quickly ahead to Taylor. Some contact, but no whistle. That's the bucket that Virginia needed.
Rolled around the rim. McClain put it up. Taylor put it up a bit too hard.
And free throws coming for Boyd. Taylor just picked up her second.
And Taylor talking to the ref saying, I'm not understanding how that's a foul, but not at the other end when I do it. But that's how you get the refs on your side. You got that little bug in the ear and say, hey, watch this when she's grabbing me here or when she's pushing me out here.
Look, I think it's fair to say that for the most part, the officials have let these teams play in this game. There has been some very physical battles in the paint, both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't bail them out either because, like we mentioned before, both teams not shooting particularly well from beyond the arc as Boyd knocks down the free throw. So both teams trying to pack it into the paint and go inside.
Hayes on the interior, begging for the ball. Heck of a clock at 6. Brunel finds a lane but lost her balance.
I think she might have tripped on the foot of Bobby.
NC State seizing control.
They don't wait for Virginia to set up. They don't wait for them to realize what's going on. They just get the rebound and in transition, Diamond Johnson just pushes it, finds the open Hayes, and through contact gets the and one. And Evan, you asked earlier what the Wolfpack were missing with Diamond Johnson. Well, there's an example of it right there. She might have not scored that basket, but she sure did get that assist.
Adding insult to the situation, Camryn Taylor just picked up her 3rd foul. He is going to stay in the game, though. Subs coming in. Taylor started to go to the bench, almost assuming that she got the foul, she's going out, but it's Brunel that steps to the bench.
And right here, Taylor has to prove to the coaching staff that she can be trusted to not pick up any more simple fouls, and she can defend without fouling and stay in this game.
Here's a dumb question. What's the key to defending without fouling?
There's no such thing as a dumb question. Moving your feet. That's number 1. And number 2 is hustle. Making sure you get to the spot and beating the offensive player before they get there as the 3 rolls in and out for Hayden Lawson.
Virginia now 2 for 10 from 3 today. Boyd lost it, and it was last touched off her leg.
And Boyd did lose it. I think she's saying that she lost it off of a Cavalier player. So trying to plead her case. But nonetheless, good job by the Cavalier defense creating the havoc down there and forcing that turnover.
We talked about points off turnovers at the top of the game. Virginia has not really capitalized on all of NC State's mistakes. Lawson, second chance opportunity here. Took a shot to the chops. She's okay. She'll shoot 2 free throws.
Virginia is winning the offensive rebounding battle 11-6. And that's what's affording them those opportunities. The Wolfpack has got to find a body and box out. Because now you get the clock stopped, and Kate Lawson has a chance to ink into this lead with that clock stopped.
Caden Lawson was scoreless on Thursday, her first time all season going scoreless. Those are her first 2 points of today. Averages about 7 points per game in 14 games this year. Hayes will take it. Got it.
Madison Hayes shoots 46% from 3. Had 4 threes, a career high versus Clemson, so you know that she can knock that down. Now you got a player out there for it.
Largest lead of the afternoon for NC State. Carol Miller cuts into it, but still a 14-point gap to climb.
And I like what Miller decided to do there. The previous shot that she took was a 3, an air ball 3. So now she decided to take it in and get her game going from the inside out.
Brown Turner. It's a relatively quiet day by her standards, but she sets up Hobby.
Did an excellent job setting her up. When she drew 3 defenders into her, when she went and penetrated into the paint, that left Hobby wide open.
Halliday rounded out. Defensive board for Boyd. Wolfpack are 4 for 4 from the floor here in the 3rd. Brown Turner was fouled. It's on Miller. It's her second.
Brown Turner is the only returning starter for last year's Wolfpack squad. Just does a bit of everything. The senior hit 1,000 points back on November 26th versus Mount St. Mary's. It's just part of the 1,000-point club.
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned Jakia being the returning link to the 3 championships. Obviously, Diamond and Jada were part of last year's team. Camille as well. There's just a very different feel, you know, that quartet of Raina, Kai, Kayla, Elisa that just played and started so many games, so many minutes, so many clutch moments. And the fact that it's a totally different team, we're still learning who this NC State team is. And they lose to Duke at home.
Yeah.
And they lose to BC at home. And today's almost the date. Who is NC State this year? And we're seeing it in this third quarter. We're seeing the balance. We're seeing the defensive intensity that Coach Moore has been striving for.
And I mentioned earlier, the one thing I do like about Wes Moore, one of the things I like about what Wes Moore does is he plays all of his players, and he makes it a competition, makes them compete for the spot. And Diamond Johnson was the 6th Woman of the Year in the ACC last season.
Valladay off the glass.
And she was coming off the bench. She was the 2nd leading scorer returning from last year's season, and she was coming off the bench. So that tells you a bit of what his bench can do as well. But you're right, that starting 5 is the clutch unit that close games out, plus Diamond Johnson. So it takes a little bit of chemistry on the court to work that out.
Sinai Rivers, nope. McClain, she might go all the way here. No, she'll give it up to Lawson. Lawson, blocked by Hobby. It's the 11th block of the day for the Wolfpack defense.
Yeah, Hobby didn't even jump on that one. Lawson just ran right into her. Her hands were straight up.
The program record for NC State blocks in a game is 14. We might get there. Collins. She'll go to the line. The transition from last year to this year, obviously Wes Moore was asked about it a bunch. Here's what he said.
It was tough seeing those players walk out that graduated a year ago. You know, we had 2 players, Kai Crutchfield, Kayla Jones, been with us 5 years. I mean, heck, my wife has been with me 42, and she's questioned it every 5 years, okay? And then you got Elisa Canane's been there 4 years, and even Raina Perez played 5 years of college ball. That's a lot of experience, a lot of talent. That's tough to see them walk out. But you know what? That's what's exciting, too. That's why I still look so young, okay? Because in college, you got to move on. You got to move on. They go out in the real world, do their thing, hopefully do it well, and now we got to start over.
Man, you gotta love Wes Moore. He is a walking highlight reel, and he referenced a couple important players. Kai Crutchfield was key to transition last season for the Wolfpack. Raina Perez, man, did she have a 3-point shot on her. Tough to see them going out the door, but exciting to build with some new players.
Nice shot by Carol Miller. Hey, Wes Moore is making me a little nervous. His wife questioning him every 5. I've been married for 5 years. This is time for my wife to start questioning, you know?
I think that's normal. All wives are going to question. I've been married for 2, and I question my husband every day. I don't think it's going to change.
That sounds about right. Madison Hayes comes up short. Here's Miller the other way. Miller sets up Valladay. Oh, no, McClain went down hard.
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
McClain immediately yelping in pain. You hate to see it. One of her typical leaps for a rebound, and she just landed wrong. Timeout, 4:18 to play in the third. Their perspective is shifted very quickly. Competitive game, 2 good teams. Miriam McClain's going to go up for this offensive rebound and just land awkwardly.
And right there, her right leg. You see it. Looks a little bit out of place. And McClain in a bit of pain.
To put it mildly.
Yeah, we can hear her saying don't do this or don't touch that, and she's saying because she's in so much pain, and the EMS staff trying to help her right now, get her a bit more comfortable to where she's not in so much pain, but just fell so awkwardly on the floor on that right leg.
They've removed her sneaker and the sock on that right foot, and they are stabilizing the leg, and she will get excellent medical care. But It's just tough. You know, Virginia rising up 13-2. McLean has been at the center of all their success this year. And midway through this third quarter, she's down on the floor here at Reynolds. We'll take another break. We'll be back.
Hurt on the job and about to make a workers' compensation claim? Put down that pen and pick up the phone. Call the Strong Arm, attorney John Foy and Associates.
Insurance companies look for every last detail to avoid paying your claim. One small mistake and you might never see a dime for your injuries. If you've been hurt at work, call me first. I know how to protect your rights and make sure that you're getting the maximum compensation possible.
Hurt on the job? Call attorney John Foy and Associates.
Mir McLean receiving a standing ovation here at sold-out Reynolds Coliseum. And the most encouraging thing we saw right before we returned from break, they stood her up, and she was holding on to people, but she was standing up on her good foot and then was lifted onto the stretcher. So she, was composed enough to stand on the one foot, and certainly scary to see. You hate to see it.
And you hope for the best.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
That it's not, as bad as it looked, because it did look a bit awkward how she fell. But, I also want to bring attention to her teammates. All they can do is just sit back and watch. Taylor Valladay was obviously emotional. You don't want to see your teammate going through any kind of pain, any kind of hurt. But now they've got to corral themselves mentally and get back out here and compete. And Evan, that's tough to do when you see your teammate go down like that. In your mind, you're not only thinking about your teammate, but you're also thinking about, hey, what if that happens to me out here on the court? There's something mental there that happens to you, and they've got to get over that mental block and get back out here and compete for Mir McLean.
It's been quite a week in the world of sports, hasn't it?
So many moments. But on the bright side, two of the players that we saw go down, we saw them get back up as well. So one good thing to look at.
What a moment, Orchard Park earlier this afternoon. Buffalo Bills returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Lamar Hamlin was tweeting, "Oh my God," from his hospital bed. What a week it's been. Free throws for NC State. Foul picked up by Sam Brunell. Westmore's Wolfpack. Not easy to be the opponent when someone goes down either, obviously. Wolfpack hoping to finish this strong. They got their next two on the road. They're going to get an angry Florida State team on Thursday. And they play Carmichael over in Chapel Hill next Sunday.
So nothing easy coming up on the schedule.
Following week is Miami and Louisville. And then they go to Notre Dame. Have Notre Dame come here. There's Valladay.
Valladay obviously recomposing herself and getting herself back into it, just shoots and elevates over the smaller Diamond Johnson, knocks down the three.
Mimi Collins, nicely done.
Mimi Collins recognizing that she's one-on-one. Sam Brunell, there's no help that comes. Just takes it at Brunell, who doesn't want to pick up another foul.
Brunell, any more of that?
Brunell said, you score on me, I'm going to one-up you. I'm going to shoot a three. Just another example of how those stretch posts can stretch the floor and be very dangerous for a team offensively.
Rivers reposts to Boyd. Oh, Boyd, beautiful move.
So tough. Boyd just sized up the defense. Took her one-on-one and split two defenders. Got to the other side of the basket.
Big shot. Virginia one and done on the Valladay miss. Someone's going to stop the ball. Rivers beats the post again. Collins, double, doesn't matter. Brunell the rebound.
For Mimi Collins, she was double teamed. She needed to kick that one back out. Wasn't the smartest shot as Valladay converts at the other end, and that's why You stretch out your possessions and get the best shot by the best player, because that's what can happen at the other end of the floor.
Coaches like to say, bad shot selection can begin the other team's fast break pretty quick.
And they're right.
Closing in on 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Amy Collins draws the contact, and Grinnell picks up her third.
Right here, Jada Boyd just eyes up the defense, goes through 2 defenders, because Caden Lawson tried to get in and help, and Grinnell did too, and got to the other side of the rim. And right here, Taylor Validate just stops and pops, uses the backboard and elevates, knocks it down.
Take a timeout. Collins will shoot free throws when we come back. Wolfpack by 13.
Like you just said, Evan, and they've just been getting it done by committee. Jada Boyd, River Baldwin, Sinai Rivers, everybody getting in on the action. Just forcing the Cavaliers to drive into the paint, knowing they're not shooting well from beyond the arc. And when they get there, they're crowding it and getting those blocks, doing an excellent job getting it done defensively.
Not only have NC State blocked 11 shots, the Wolfpack have not had a single one of their shots blocked.
Not one, and 0.
2:01 to play here in the third. And yet it's a 13-point game. I mean, Virginia's within striking distance here. They can knock down some shots.
I mean, this is still a Virginia team that started the season 12-0.
Yes, indeed.
And I don't care what you say about anybody's strength of schedule or who they play. You still got to knock down shots. And that's hard to do against any college competition. I don't care what level it's at. So 12-0, an excellent start to the season. So it's a pretty good team.
Virginia went 30-63 the previous 4 years. Only won 5 games a year ago. We chatted with Coach Mox on Thursday in Blacksburg tab, saying, look, you could earn a lot of respect even in defeats at Virginia Tech and NC State, the quality of opposition.
Well, you lost to 2 top 10 teams. I mean, that's, you know, and you kept it close at the same time. You had a chance to win at Virginia Tech.
And they haven't lost yet. Play the full 40 and see where you stand. 90 seconds left in the third. Rivers feeding Baldwin. She's done a great job sealing off her post defender all game long.
Yeah, I think Virginia needs to bring some help to the opposite side, because now you've got Camryn Taylor and some other mice in the house. The other guards out there a little bit smaller, so they can't really help her defend River Baldwin. And River Baldwin's just been having her way the entire night.
We need a plural rhyme, because mice in the house doesn't have the same ring to it.
I know, I said it, I took a chance. It's usually mouse in the house.
But it was appropriately pluralized. I like how you did it, even though it was more non-traditional rhyme.
How about I just don't say it grammatically correct and I call it mouses in the house?
That works too.
How about that?
Mouses in the houses. I like it. Minute to play here in the third. Isaiah James back outside for Diamond Johnson. Oh, yeah.
It looked like it was a little bit off, but it kind of rolled in on the right side of the rim, and Westmore loves it. He's on the sideline clapping because he knows that's what he needs from Diamond Johnson. He wants to see her penetrate, but also get going from beyond the arc.
It's her first 3 of the game. She's made at least 1 in every game she's played this year. She's got 10 points, 5 rebounds. Cam Taylor respond. She's got 13 to lead Virginia.
Nice adjustment by Cam Taylor. She just turned around and didn't even put it on the floor and take it into River Baldwin. She just elevated and avoided that contact altogether.
Shot clock is off. A 19-point lead moment ago is the largest of the game. Collins for three. Rebound Virginia. Alexia Smith from half court. Got it close.
You practice that shot for those moments. Smith right off the side of the rim.
Different performance though for NC State. Different purpose, different energy. They got 68 points through three. They're up 17. They're not true throwbacks, Tab. They're paying homage to the home court and all the great moments that they've had here. Notice the sides of the uniforms. It features the design that mimics the famous noise meter with a little yellow bubbles that can pop up when the noise gets loud.
Oh, dope. I get it. See, you should have told me that before asking me that.
There's another three for NC State. Isaiah James extends the lead to 20.
He asked me about the uniforms at the top of the show, if I liked them, if I would have known what they were representing, the designs, I would have said I loved them.
I like to keep you on your toes.
I know.
In and out for Taylor. Rebound for Rivers. Corner three. McKenna Dale rebounds the James miss.
I like the Sanaya Rivers pushing the ball in transition, though, giving Diamond Johnson a chance off the ball to get her shot going.
Shot clock at 5. Valladay. Offensive foul, moving screen on Lawson.
Caden Lawson not exactly understanding the call, and it would have been a good screen if it wasn't an offensive foul. James might have sold it just a little bit, and we'll take another look at it right here. Yeah, Caden Lawson still moving to her right side, and the correct call right there in front of the ref just gets James with the moving screen.
Rivers coming off the bench today, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 19 minutes.
But that's the adjustment that NC State made from the beginning. They got Diamond Johnson off the ball, not handling as much. They got it to Rivers.
Valladay creating her own fast break. Pass was deflected by Johnson. Valladay gets it back. Virginia wants to get good shots, but if they're going to have any chance to get back in, they need to score relatively quickly, and that won't do it.
Well, it's the first shot that they're taking in the defense. You don't give them a chance to move. You got to make the defense work with your ball movement, and right there was a halfway screen for Virginia, and Valladay elevated and took the shot, but it wasn't a good shot. It was highly contested and off the side of the basket. Maybe get another pass in there, rotate the ball, penetrate in, and then pass it back out.
Two minutes gone here in the fourth. Offensive foul on Baldwin.
And Westmore does not like that call. He's like, come on, ref. She sold it a little bit, but good job by the veteran London Clarkson. When you're down there battling in the post, you're getting beat up, Evan. I'm just telling you that right now. When you're jockeying for position, sometimes you got to sell it a little bit and say, hey, ref, I'm on defense, and she beat me up a little bit, too.
It was an impossible shot for Smith, but somehow found Clarkson. Brunel's deep bomb wouldn't go, and the rebound ripped away by James. Isaiah James has been mighty active here at the start of the fourth. Mimi, fouled by Brunel. Fourth on Sam. More free throws for NC State coming up. And look, Virginia is 12-0. Now they're on the verge of losing for the third time in their last 4 games in this gun school. Which one of those games is the easy game, Tab?
Neither, none, zip, zilch, zero.
A BC team that just won here in Raleigh and then beat Florida State at home.
You got 2 quote-unquote sleeper teams in there with Boston College and FSU, and I'm not even sure if they're sleepers anymore because everybody's woken up to what they can do. And then North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Syracuse, there's nothing easy on that schedule.
And Syracuse, a team that, look, they're trying to build their way up similarly to Virginia, but no one knows more that Coach Jack's team is going to come to play than Coach Mox, who played for Coach Jack in her college days.
Some scouting going on from back in the day.
Well, you know, Coach Mox was asked at her introductory press conference about who your biggest basketball mentors as Cam Taylor connects again. And the first name she mentioned was her college coach, Felicia Leggett-Jack. And they will match wits in the ACC for the first time later this month.
That's so cool when you can come back and play against your mentors. We had a taste of that Thursday versus Virginia Tech. Coach Mox used to play under Kenny Brooks. And so coaching against him.
Used to play against Kenny Brooks.
Yeah, against him. So Kenny Brooks, a little scouting on Coach Mox, and Coach Mox, a little scouting, knowing the style of KB as well.
Good defense by Collins, knocking away the entry pass. FAB is her phrase. F-A-B. Family, academics, and basketball.
She might be talking about herself, too. She's fab, her team's fab. It can stand for both. But I love what she's doing with this program. And
great defense. Rivers knocked it off Miller's foot. Wolfpack ball.
There was a point where Carol Miller, and I'm happy as we look back at her replays, and Rivers doing a good job of stopping that penetration by Miller. But there was a time when Miller, who's a vet on this Virginia team, one of the originals, didn't have a smile on her face and shoot around. And now whenever we see them, she's smiling, she's laughing as the 3 goes down for Mimi Collins in the Wolfpack.
Just her 4th 3 of the year. Collins has 12 points after going scoreless on Thursday. And Virginia didn't have anybody in the backcourt to throw the ball to. So Coach Mox takes the timeout. Virginia out of sorts, and the Wolfpack pulling away on a Sunday afternoon in Raleigh.
At Hardee's.
6:07 to play in the 4th, and Mimi Collins is our Hardee's star to watch. A big second half for the grad student transfer from Maryland.
And she's just been going on the interior right at the post, and when she's not going at the post, she can do a bit of this, light it up from beyond the arc. Another stretch player who can really get the offense going for the Wolfpack.
12 points off the bench for Mimi.
5 of 6 from free throw line. She's really just been attacking the interior, and it's been paying off. That's what you want to see. You want to see that aggressiveness. And then she's efficient. 3 of 5 from the field. On the season, she averages just under 7 points, already past that in this one.
Tab, you're seeing it more and more these days. Mimi Collins was recruited by NC State out of high school, ended up going to Tennessee, then transferred to Maryland, and then many years later, she ends up back in Westmore's grasp here at NC State.
One way or another, he was going to get her, wasn't he? I like the tenacity, but I also like the freedom of the players being able to go and have a taste of this program, that program, and see where they fit in.
And for Virginia, look, Mir McLean goes down in the 3rd quarter. A scary injury when it happened. As the shot went up, foul was called, I believe, on Jakia Brown-Turner.
And Brown-Turner a little frustrated tonight. Only 4 points. Does have 7 rebounds, so she's been keeping herself in this one the best way that she can, but not the foul that she wanted to pick up.
McLean, the leading scorer, double figures in 9 straight games before today. Presumably done for the day. 3 points, 11 rebounds from McLean in 19 minutes. Virginia inches a little bit closer. Yamtavon with her 2nd bucket. Ted, you said something during the break that I'd like to share with our viewers. You said that your knee has been hurting since you saw Mir go down. It's NC State Day in the friendly bounce department. I mean, what goes through your mind when you see a player go down like that, relating it back to your own career?
And perfect timing, Evan, as Mary McLean comes back out to support her team. You can see her at the end of the bench on crutches.
Yeah, top corner of your screen.
And a knee brace. And what goes through my mind is the mental capacity she's going to have, no matter what the result is. I'm sure we'll get an update on what the injury is. Obviously, it's serious to see her in that brace on crutches.
The fact that she's here on the bench and not rushed to an emergency facility is a positive sign.
Very positive, but it also speaks to her mental. It says that no matter what's going on with me, I'm going to come out here and show my team that I'm here for them. This is a 24-point deficit for Virginia. She could have stayed in the locker room and sulked and nobody would have known, but she said, no, I'm here on this team and I'm going to come be supportive.
Mindset of a competitor, a warrior, was the first thing DeMar Hamlin apparently asked his doctors when he woke up. The breathing tube was removed. Did we win?
Man, that gives me chills. People think that sports, or some people think that sports can't be motivating, it can't be empowering.
Oh.
But man, can it.
Camryn Taylor just picked up her 4th foul. Turner now has 9.7 rebounds on the day.
It's almost like we spoke her into existence. Right after I said she was having a slow night, she hits a 3, then she hits a 2, trying to get herself going at the end in this one.
Taylor on the drive. Will get to the free throw line with 4:38 to play. You know, the great NC State SID Maddie said to me before the game, she said the NC State Wolfpack have not lost 3 straight at home since 1920. And I said, wait, it's been 103 years? And she said, no, the 2019-2020 season. So it's been a few years still since they've lost 3 straight at home.
I was about to say, 1920, come on now. It's a long time ago. I thought this program was only 47 years old. That don't add up.
Looks like the Wolfpack are going to get back on track today.
But yeah, this fan base is not used to losing at home. They had won 17 straight home games through the playoffs or the ACC tournament this past season. This team is not used to losing, and this fan base, very dedicated.
Yeah. Went to 18 in a row. The Clemson game, 18 straight. Wins at home. Upcoming schedule for the Wolfpack, couple road games, Tallahassee and Chapel Hill.
That's even harder than the Virginia schedule we saw. It includes 3 of the same teams.
I mean, if you're Westmore, you don't think of it this way because you go game by game, but we think, like, if they go 3-2 in that stretch, that's a really successful sequence with what's ahead.
A few of those teams in there still ranked.
Around and out. Tipped around, controlled by Valladay. As we tick towards 4 minutes to play.
And for Virginia, what you want to do here is get into this lead some. You don't want to make it look like it's a 20-something point game at the end of the clock when this goes to 0-0. You want to bite into this as much as possible. When teams play, they're going to see this score and say, oh, they got whooped by NC State, but that wasn't the case for most of this game.
And as a player, you think about that?
Absolutely. You're going to look at the score, because if another team played NC State and say, hey, we only got beat by 10, and then comes in here and sees that Virginia got beat by 25, you're automatically, even though it doesn't go this way with X's and O's on paper, you're automatically going to say, okay, well, we can beat them too.
Yeah, I hear you.
Matchups do matter. However, that's going to be the first thought.
Lawson step back. Brown Turner finally secures the rebound. James passed up the shot. Hobby gets a better one.
Felt like Hobby should have been a little more patient and strong up top with that one.
Hobby gets the rebound, throws it away, and then gets the steal. Action-packed 10-second sequence for Camille Hobby. Jakia. Rebound tracked by Vaughn.
That might have been Jakia's own version of a heat check. I mean, she did that in the face of the defender. They were right up in her grill. Want to see if she could knock down another shot.
Clarkson and one.
Camille Hobby takes a bit of a tumble on that one and lands on the side of her face. Seems to be okay, but gets up wincing a little bit. But a nice aggressive take by London Clarkson.
Tabitha in the first game of our doubleheader earlier today. Virginia Tech team that we saw beat this Virginia squad on Thursday lost at Miami, and they did get Elizabeth Kitley back for that game. Kitley played, but Miami showing that they can be a fixture in the ACC race with wins over Carolina and Virginia Tech this past week.
Well, I think Katie Meyer took a book out of Clemson's book. You know, she has some competitors down there, but defensively, she can really muck it up and make you play ugly, and she's known for that as Timmons picks up the offensive foul. But Katie Meyer is a competitor. She played at Duke, coaches at Miami. If you're going to play for her, you better get out there and work hard.
Former player of the year in this conference. Feisty, fierce competitor for sure.
Still is. She's not even on the floor playing. She's coaching.
Isaiah James.
James is just so solid, like what she does for them defensively, offensively, as Carol Miller takes the high percentage shot, takes it straight to the rim. But I just love what I'm seeing from James. She just comes in and provides them with some nice, steady offense as well as steady defense.
James sets up Hobby nicely.
See what I mean? Averages 1.7 assists per game, but also shoots just under 43% from the field. So she's efficient.
NC State has only had 5 turnovers so far this second half. That's improvement from where they've been in ACC play previously.
Virginia taking a lot of quick, high percentage shots. The last couple possessions, they've just been taking it into the paint, and it's worked out for them.
Well, just when I was saying they were taking care of the ball. In transition the other way, blocked by Brown Turner. 12th block of the game for the NC State defense.
Take a page out of the book for Brown Turner. That was a 2-on-1 break. She didn't overcommit to one player. She played both of them for the ball and stuck with it and got the block. Excellent job defensively.
Valadez sets up Miller. Call a foul on Collins on the blockout, I believe.
Caden Lawson breathing a sigh of relief, literally just winded. But drew Collins into that foul, and now, with the clock stopped, has a chance at the free throw line.
NC State going to get its 13th win of the year. For Westmore, it'll be career win number 793. Good weekend for NC State hoops. The men getting a win in Blacksburg last night. The women bouncing back from their Thursday loss here at home. Hobby, 2 more.
That's how you take your time, Camille Hobby. We saw a few possessions ago, she kind of flicked one up. That time, she made sure she converted.
87 points for NC State. And Virginia's got 62. Wolfpack by 25.
The Wolfpack are not going to lose 3 straight at home. They've got a legacy here to protect. Knew Virginia was going to come in and give